Welcome to Royal Pride. I'm Tim Rutherford here with Eastern Hancock Athletic Director Aaron Spalding. Welcome again, Aaron.
Great to be here.
Well, spring sports are underway at Eastern Hancock, and they're in full swing right now. Though, as with every spring, weather is creating a little bit of havoc, isn't it?
Playing havoc as always, but we're motoring right along.
Well, and yesterday morning there was a little bit of snow flurries. If you didn't see those, about 8:15, it was snowing outside. So here we are in the middle of April and still seeing snow flurries. So hopefully your weather is much better so we can get all the events in and not have to play 32 games in the same week.
That's right. Well, we may. Who knows?
Well, we're going to start out at the track. The boys and girls track and field both underway for the year. They had their first meet before spring break. Mm-hmm. And I think we're going to start with the boys track and field.
Yeah, the boys had a big win, or they had a championship at the Randolph Southern Invitational, or Small School Invitational is what that's called. We've gone there a number of years. They were champions of that this past Saturday.
We had several individual champions
yes,
as well. I see listed here.
Yeah, well, go through those. Cole Rainbolt in the 200 meters was the champion of that invite. Skylar Schroep in the 800 and the 1600. Skylar Sexton was champion of the 110 hurdles and the 300 hurdles. And that 300 hurdle, he set the school record at 40.62. I would have a hard time running that without any hurdles, but he was hurdling over it, but he set the record there. Brady Stevens was champion in the shot put, Kyle Moore in the long jump, and then all three of our relay teams, the 4x1 team of Kyle Moore, Sexton, Rainbolt, and Blaze Sarber, the 4x4 team of Schroep, Rainbolt, Caden Sotelo, and Sexton, and then the 4x8 team of Daniel Campbell, Nick Edwards, Sotelo, and Schroep. So all kinds of champions. Good day for the Royals at Randolph Southern.
Excellent. And we also, prior to that, the first thing we had was the indoor, a couple indoor meets. We had a qualifying meet, and then we had several of the boys who qualified to go on to the state indoor meet.
Yeah, the way that works is there's several indoor qualifying meets in track and field. We sent people to various ones. The big one we go to is at Anderson. That's hosted by Jay County, but it's at Anderson University. And all of our teams go there, at least the ones that can compete there. Everything but the throwers, the shot put and the discus doesn't do it indoors, probably for obvious reasons. So anyway, and then they go on to the state meet, which is at Indiana University at their indoor facility. So on the boys' side, our relay teams were really strong. 3 relay teams qualified. The 4x8 team of, we mentioned them before, Schroep, Edwards, Sotelo, and Campbell. Then we had a 4x200 team. The way indoor tracks are generally made up is one lap is 200. So the 4x200 team of Sexton, Zach Arnold, we haven't mentioned him yet, Kyle Moore, and Cole Rainbolt was the 4x2. And then the 4x4 team, once again, Rainbolt, Sexton, Schroep, and Sarber, all qualified. We did have one individual qualifier, Cole Rainbolt, in the long jump, qualified for the state. So good showing by the Royals at the indoor state meet as well.
Excellent. And then this Saturday we have the Guerin Catholic invite coming up, and then also our invite is later in the month. Yes.
We actually have we'll have a 3-way meet tomorrow night with North and South Decatur at EH. But Guerin Catholic is this Saturday, which is notorious for bad weather. People in Greenfield, I would equate it to Riley days as far as there's going to be bad weather when we go to Guerin Catholic. I remember, and it's pretty late, April 20th this year, fairly late. I think last time I was there, I had my winter coat on, a stocking cap and gloves, and was still freezing. So I think it was about 40 and pouring rain most of the time. But anyway, hopefully the weather's a little bit better Saturday. The forecast doesn't look good early, and then the following Thursday we host our annual invitational at Eastern Hancock.
Excellent. Well, we're going to move right into the girls. It's a good segue here to move on to where the girls are at with track and field. They've had a successful start to the season as well. Finished second in the small school invite, beaten only by Wapahani.
Wapahani was the only team that defeated us Saturday, so they had a good showing. And we kind of dealt with kind of a tale of things. We had no champions, but still finished second. Numerous kids finished second, third, fourth, those types of things. But they had a good meet. We were down a couple girls. Taylor Stein is injured, and Hannah Gates, best hurdler. Had we had them, we could have maybe made a run at it, but had a good showing as well at Randolph Southern.
Excellent. Then they also participated in the indoor state qualifier, and we had some girls who qualified for the indoor state meet as well.
We had a couple relay teams. Once again, we talked about the 4x200. That was Kayla Fancher, Allison Spalding, Taylor Stein, and Chloe O'Neill was the 4x2 team. And then we also had the 4x800 team. That was Lainey Effing, Jenna White, Annie Lindsay, and Ashton Willis qualified in the indoor state there. We also had an individual qualify, Allie Spalding, in the long jump. So good showing by the girls also in the indoor state. And they'll have the same invitationals coming up. They'll be at Guerin, and then we'll have the EH Invitational as well.
Excellent. And I know there was also a new addition to the track family.
Yes.
Since we've had our last show.
We had, last year, Coach Jade Gallion was our head track coach, and she and her husband Michael was last year our boys' middle school coach. Well, they were expecting. I think found out late last summer. And then over spring break this year, Jade had her little girl, so big addition to the. So she's kind of taken a secondary role this year. Obviously, she's not. So Michael has stepped up. He's been our girls coach this year at the high school level, and so we've had actually a couple new middle school coaches. Mitch Blocker on the boys' side is doing a great job for us, and Clarissa O'Neill on the girls' side. They both had big wins last night at a three-way meet at Eastern. I think both of them are 4-1, I believe, out of the gate. So doing a great job, and we've got Clayton Schultz has been our boys track coach for a lot of years. I don't know how many, so probably 7 or 8.
I just remember when we were in the Warren sectional, you told him he had 4 years to win.
That's right. Well, I've given him a little bit longer. It's out of the generosity of my.
Well, congratulations to the Gallions, and welcome the new little girl to the family. And we're going to take a quick break here on Royal Pride. When we come back, we're going to head to the Diamonds.
A family farm with a family that does more than farm. A community-owned telecom that connected everything and everyone with high bandwidth fiber optic. She can run her business while staying close to the people she loves most. And he can launch a promising new venture without leaving the farm. Ninestar Connect. Community-owned, community-strong.
Welcome back to Royal Pride, and we're going to move out to the Diamonds now. The softball team season is underway. I see that they are 1-0 in the MEC.
They are, and they're actually 2-2-1 so far. Now, that's a little bit of a caveat. They've had they probably play, of all our sports, team sports, they play the toughest schedule because we've had a lot of success and we've wanted to challenge. Last night they got beat by Hamilton Southeastern, 11-4, and then this past what day was that? Anyway, in the last few days we played Warren Central, and there's our tie. We got to 8 innings, and we don't we don't have lights at our place, so we had to call that. So we tied Warren Central, but obviously a really big school. Our other loss was to Tri-High's, a perennial, very good softball team, but they their MEC win was over Blue River. So they got them pretty good. So I think good things. Actually, this Saturday they play a doubleheader at Lawrence North. So they get a tough road to hoe. But
well, just to say how the Tri's program, I believe they have turf field, don't they?
They do have a turf. Actually, it's kind of interesting because last Friday we got a lot of rain in the night, and we got out there to. There Friday morning, and our field looked kind of like a lake more than a field. And I called Tri and said, "Hey, there's no way we're going to play. It was going to be a nice night on Friday, but we weren't going to be able to get the field ready." And so we went over there and played on their turf field. So they have a turf field. So so that was our other loss. But they're going to be just fine. They'll do well. Coach Stevens, they're playing well. They've got some young kids that are doing some good things. So speaking of which, Caroline Stapleton, I believe, is our leading hitter. I think I made it for those who have 10 or more at bat. She's batting .455. She's a freshman. And then leaders in RBIs, Bailey Stevens leads us with 5. She's a junior. And then we've got 3 really good pitchers. I mean, if pitching for softball is where it's at, but our leader in ERA, at least going into last night, was Elise Bittinger. She had a 1.91 ERA. But Jesse Potts and Maddie Turner both have our wins for the year. So we've got good pitching. So I think we're looking for a really good season.
Maddie Turner is a sophomore, and Jesse Potts is
a junior. Yep. Lisa's a senior. Maddie is a sophomore. Yeah, and Jesse's a junior.
Well, and I know Coach Stevens has several young girls playing on the varsity now that are freshmen,
yes,
sophomores.
three. Kaylee Stewart and Taylor Cook and Caroline Stapin, I believe. Please forgive me if I'm missing somebody that's a really good freshman, but those 3 I know. So we got some good youth. Got a good 8th grade team. Our softball teams are doing well. I know. I know we, our 8th graders, I believe, beat both New Pound, Greenfield early on this year. So they're off to a good start. Our softball program.
And I believe our JV softball.
They're 1-0. They're 1-0. They're Allie Carson is coaching that team. So yeah, we've got good things going on in softball. So all the way through, good things happening.
Excellent. The varsity playing at such a high level, playing 4A schools will certainly help when it comes to our 2A sectional. Well, we're going to move to the other diamond, just right next door to the girls' softball field. Our boys' baseball team, their season's underway. Same thing happened to them with their opener that happened last Friday, where we went to try with the softball team. We were supposed to host their opener, and they ended up playing away.
Heritage Christian, they were able to get us there. So that's spring is just crazy because sometimes your field handles water, it rains somewhere. It's always just. Just crazy in the athletic office trying to figure out what's going to happen that night. So, but baseball is currently 2-6 now. Got to realize we lost a number of seniors. We're young, so they're kind of getting their feeling. Had a really good win on Saturday. Won the second game of a doubleheader with Knightstown. We won in 9 innings. I believe we might have got walked in for the walk-off, but it's kind of interesting to show you how long a day that was. I think they started the doubleheader at 10. I think they finished at 4:30. So it was a long day at the Diamond, but it was great to finish with a win. It'd be tougher if we had 2 losses, but last night they got beat by Cecina. They won earlier in the week versus Cambridge City. So doing a decent job. They're trying to figure out their youth and where everybody fits. But anyway, kind of taking a look at kind of the leader of the team thus far has been Ryan Burris. He's been a really good hitter for us. He's batting .520 on the year, which you can't get much better than that. 13 RBIs, and he has 6 extra base hits. So he's also he's got one of our 2 pitching wins. So I think we might ask him to drive the bus too. I don't know. Our other win on the year, Cameron Wise. Baseball has a lot of rules as far as number of pitches you can throw, the arm, so you got to have a lot of guys. I know Andy Locker's pitched a lot for us, and as have several other kids. Like I said, trying to kind of get that figured out with the youth and seeing where we go from there.
Well, and that's a huge thing when you're talking softball. You mentioned if you have a really good pitcher, you're going to be really successful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And softball, sometimes you only need one really good pitcher.
Yeah, well, a lot of times, when we've been, I think went to the semi-state. I think both those years, the vast majority of the pitching was done by one person, whereas baseball, you just can't do that with the rules. So for the benefit of their pitching arm. So yeah, you got to have a lot of pitching to be successful in baseball.
Well, and especially in the 2A level when you're talking needing. The schedule the way it is cram-packed into about 8 weeks here.
Yes.
You already have a bunch of games scheduled. When you start talking rainouts, and then you're playing maybe 4 times a week.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
With the pitching rules the way they are, if you don't have 6 or 8 pitchers,
you got to be ready. That's absolutely correct.
It's gonna be a struggle.
Yep, absolutely.
On some nights.
Absolutely.
So, baseball team, we've been talking about this all year long. They do have a lot of young players as well. We graduated several last year, you mentioned. Mm-hmm. A lot of young players that'll be back in the coming years as well to build on.
Yeah, our starting shortstop is a freshman, Wyatt Sudden, and we've got a number of other sophomores, juniors. We've got a few seniors. So we're just gonna, like I said, we're gonna have to build up to that. See us, we're being competitive. I think Heritage Christian, I believe we led most of the game. Got beat there in the last inning. Cowan, who's a really strong team in our conference, got us in a close one. So we're being competitive. So it just take a little bit of time to get there, but we'll do so.
Well, the important thing is they learn throughout the year, get better, and then come sectional time, maybe they can make some noise.
That's right.
The state
Absolutely.
tournament.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to take another quick break here on Royal Pride. When we come back, we're going to talk about girls tennis. We'll see you here in a few on Royal Pride.
A neighborhood drive-up builds their menu around locally sourced foods. A community-owned telecom delivers fiber optic bandwidth that helps them leverage high-performing technology with lower startup costs. Turns out, going local doesn't just mean fresh, it means better. Ninestar Connect. Community-owned, community-strong.
Welcome back to Royal Pride, and we're going to move right out to the tennis courts and talk about girls tennis. Girls tennis is underway. They've had 3 or 4 matches. One of those was a double or multi-match.
Right. It's
3 teams. 2
so
teams.
far they've had 4 dual matches, and they have had an invitational. They're 3-1 in their dual matches, and then 2-1 in. I'm sorry, they finished second in the invitational, and they're 3-1 in their duals. And really excited because this is our best start in a long time, and just to kind of highlight that, had a couple really big wins with Newcastle. And Rushville. It's been a long time. I think we might have beat Rushville, maybe a time or 2 over the years, but I can't remember a time we beat Newcastle. So that's obviously a great thing. We finished second in the Eastern Hancock Invitational. The participating teams in that were Jay County, Blue River, ourselves, and Seton Catholic. Blue River was the champion. So we've got some work to do if we're going to make some noise in the conference, because Blue River's in the conference. But really excited about what the girls are doing. I want to highlight the young ladies who are doing that. Right now, Cassandra Hanneman is playing in our one single spot. She's 3-2. Valentina Brooks is at our two single spot, and she's 2-3. Karina Jennings is at 3 singles. She's currently 4-1. The one doubles team that has played the most, so they played 3 matches together, Katie Brown and Chloe McCarty. Both of those are sophomores. They're 1-2, and then our 2 doubles team that have played the most together are Kaylin Edwards and Maddie Hagan. They're 2-1 together. So, and sometimes those lineups change, based on who's playing well at the time, or maybe they want to mix up the lineup a little bit. But like I said, Coach Tom Huff and Chris Harden, his assistant, who was a longtime coach at New Pal, doing a great job with the girls. Very proud of what their start right now.
Well, and if you look back to last year, we were talking about how they were struggling, but they were really young.
Now we're starting to see it pay off.
We're seeing it pay off. I see one senior
on
the list
here.
here.
Got one senior right now on the list. Cassandra Hanneman is our only senior of the bunch of the girls we mentioned. And got some other girls who, and we've even, I know Bella Whitty has been a key contributor in the past. She's hurt right now, so hopefully she'll make it back. And so good things. We're looking for good things.
Excellent. And we're going to move out to the golf course now. Now the weather has been absolutely terrible for golf, but they have gotten 2 matches in. It looks like
we have gotten a couple matches in. We've got a new coach this year, Cody Hibbert, is a teacher in the building for us in the middle school science teacher, is coaching. Like I said, we've got 2 matches in. We've fell in both of them to Newcastle, who's always really, really good. I think they may even won the state one year or so. So they're a good team. And then Tri-High, we also fell to. So, but on the positive side, our top golfer at this point is John McDaniel, averaging a 47. He's a freshman. So so good things from we'll see good development hopefully as we move forward through golf.
Now 47, did they only play 6 holes?
No, they play 9. They play 9.
I just know that we talk about this every year, how we've played golf together, and 47 is a really good score.
Yeah, I gave it up a long time ago.
So you go out, you have fun, and occasionally you hit a good shot that keeps you coming back.
Exactly.
So that's how I play golf anyway.
Yep.
So we've talked a lot about the weather this spring. If parents or grandparents have young men or young ladies who are participating in Eastern Hancock athletics, how can they see the most up-to-date information on the schedule?
It's really important to stay up to date on the schedules because my dad, I guess he's the older generation, although I feel like I'm the older generation right now. Anyway, they like these pocket schedules, which are great, but obviously once they're printed, there's no changes on there. So there are some ways that you can stay up to date. We do have both on the website and our app schedules, and the second we make a change, it'll show up on those. So obviously there's some changes that happen from time to time. So those would be the most up-to-date schedules, and once again, it's the same schedule on the app and in the website. And also, generally, if you're looking for cancellations like late in the day, there's 2 places you can go to look. You can go on the front page of our website, over, I believe, to the right side. It just pops up, and what that is our Twitter account just pops up on there. So you can follow us on Twitter at EHRoyals. When we have a cancellation or a change or something like that, we try to get on there as quickly as possible. So those are some ways you can stay up to date with what's going on with the spring. Fall and winter, it's a lot easier to follow, and generally the schedules are a lot more static. But these, it can change in a moment. So as you mentioned earlier, we had a couple games where our field just couldn't handle it, so we went and played somewhere else. So.
And I don't know there's some apps that maybe some of the teams use, like baseball and softball. Do they use the Game Changer?
Yes, you can follow that. That's a good point. Both softball and baseball, there's an app, Game Changer, and a lot of times if I'm not at the game, I'll follow what's going on in the game, just like you go to CBS Sports or whatever, and you follow a basketball game or a football game or a baseball game. You can do the same thing with that Game Changer app, and you just follow those teams, and you can go to the game. Like I said, generally speaking, if I'm not there, I always follow them, what's going on. Like this Saturday, I wouldn't be able to be at the doubleheader, but I was keeping up to date with what was happening. So great opportunity if you can't make the game to do that.
Excellent. Well, we also have had some awards given out for winter sports. The boys basketball awards, we had not heard about all county or all conference the last time we had a show. We have a couple of individuals who have received awards for that.
Yep. Since our last show, all conference has come out, and Skylar Schroep and Peyton Gray were both seniors for us this year. Both did a fantastic job, and should be lauded for their work. Peyton led us in scoring and rebounding. Skylar was just he was our best defender. And also, speaking of the conference, he had a game-winning bucket versus Monroe Central in overtime, and then had a huge bucket against Blue River. We had a real close win. So great job by both of those guys. And then all county, we had one. Peyton Gray was first team all county. I believe Skylar was honorable mention, if my memory serves me correct, but congratulations to those guys.
And Landon O'Neill, I believe, was second team all county, if I remember.
He might have been honorable mention. I don't know if they gave a second team all county. I'll have to go back and
They
look.
had it in the paper.
Oh, did they? Okay, well, there you go. Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I read that somewhere.
Yeah,
So we had a fairly successful year. We graduated so many seniors the year before.
Yeah.
We knew coming in we were going to have to get some experience as the year went on. Our young kids really stepped up on the basketball court. Ended up 11 and 12 on the year. Some nice awards here for a couple of our seniors. As we bid farewell to them. We're going to miss them significantly, but really looking forward to the coming years with, again, we had a lot of young students who, young players
we played
who contributed this year.
3 freshmen and a sophomore this year, a lot, a couple juniors, and we got some young kids that maybe can help contribute in future years. So future's bright.
Excellent. Well, that's it for today's show. Thank you, Aaron, for being with us again, as we are every month. And we will be back next month, and the spring sports seasons will start to wrap up. Between now and then, it's a fast and furious pace. So we will see you here on Royal Pride.
A neighborhood drive-up builds their menu around locally sourced foods. A community-owned telecom delivers fiber optic bandwidth that helps them leverage high-performing technology with lower startup costs. Turns out, going local doesn't just mean fresh, it means better. Ninestar Connect. Community-owned, community-strong.